morning and welcome back to the First Pitch. My name is Brent, also known as Clemhawks, as always your host here. And we are going to be talking about a lot of things again today. The Mets, again, back in the news. Noah Syndergaard, Yoenis Cespedes, looking even worse than they did. Yeah, Noah Syndergaard's on the DL, 10-day DL for a virus. We'll talk about that. Also today's matchups, and of course, Clem's picks. So let's just jump into it. Here we go. Noah Syndergaard on the DL, 10 days due to a mouth, foot, and hand disease. You're kidding, right? The things are just getting worse for the Mets. This tweet by James Wagner, Noah Syndergaard is going on the DL with a hand, foot, and mouth disease. Possibly he picked it up while working at a kids camp over the All-Star break, perhaps why he had diminished velocity and was tired on Friday. You're kidding. This would only happen to the Mets fans. I saw another tweet here by Not SportsCenter, just probably a meme kind of page, but New York Mets injury report. Yoenis Cespedes out due to his heel. David Wright out due to everything. Tim Tebow out due to his hand. Noah Syndergaard out due to a virus. The front office is out due to brain damage. And the Mets fans are blacked out because of how much they drank. I thought that was kind of funny, but you're kidding, right? Like, if things were bad with the Mets, this just got even worse. There was some more Yoenis Cespedes news. Oh my gosh. So let's talk about this. A source here from the New York CBS local news just gives the story, hand, foot, and mouth. Are you serious? That's what I said. I guess it's a very uncommon in adults. It's kind of odd. Maybe the first DL stint in the Major League Baseball with a hand, foot, and mouth. You're kidding. Like, I don't really know what else to say besides how unlucky can the Mets be. Let's go down to Yoenis Cespedes. So we talked about his heel injury the other day. Well, last night there were reports that his heel could have gotten worse, and he's on contract for $110 million for the next 4 years. But the surgery, like we said, was going to be an easy 8 to 10 month recovery. Now it looks like it could be even worse, and he'll need surgery, like we said, in both heels. Things are not looking good. Let's just keep reading here. It's all connected. You've got treat the entire problem in the heels, the legs, down to the heel. He can manage the pain, so they want him to play, but there is no way he's going to be 100%. This is absolutely insane. They initially were going to use him this weekend as a DH, but then he missed it because he was going to be monitored. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't seem like anything can go the Mets' way. So what we could take away from this is the Mets keep getting injured. They continue to lose. Their fans aren't happy. What can we do to solve this problem? They traded one guy in Juris Familia. They needed to start dealing out more. Osdrubal Cabrera, he could be gone. DeGrom, get him out of there. It seems like every day we're talking about the Mets and what they can do, but they won't do anything. Do you see the trend there? It seems as though every day there's a problem with the Mets, and there's a solution in rebuilding, but they don't want to get rid of any of their pieces to rebuild. So things just continue to happen with the Mets. I'll keep you updated with the news, but what do you guys think? Should the Mets just trade DeGrom? Should they trade Syndergaard? Should they trade everybody? Or do you really think they have a team here where they can rebuild around these two guys? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get in today's matchups. Roll the intro there. Some fantastic matchups for you today. I will give you a rundown of what I believe are the 4 top matchups, starting with the Dodgers and the Phillies. This is a great matchup. You have Stripling on the mound going up against Zach Eflin, and it is going to be a great matchup. Now, the record for Stripling is 8-2 with a 2.3 ERA. That is insane. That's really good with a WHIP of 1.06. Eflin, on the other hand, 7-2 with a 3.1 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. Very similar guys here. The ERA is just one up for Eflin. However, I think this will be an absolute blowout for the Dodgers. Here's why. Phillies, they are trying to get in, back into the NL East. Let's look at the NL East standings here. You have the Phillies on top. They need to hold off the Braves, so they're trying to stay in the race, I guess, rather. They've got the Braves and the Nationals behind them. Braves 1 game, Nationals 6. The Phillies are 6-4 in their last 10 games. The Braves are 4-6 over the Nationals. Now, this is why this gets interesting. If we look at the trends here for the Phillies and the Dodgers, they're 4-0 in their last 4 Monday games. They are 14-2 in their last 16 games in game 1 of the series. And the Dodgers are 13-3 in their last 16 road games against a winning record team. The Phillies are 1-5 in F1's last 6 starts against the National League West. So that looks like the Phillies are struggling against the Dodgers, the NL West. And the Dodgers are doing pretty good. So, it'll be a great matchup, though. The Phillies are home. It looks like they could, rally around their home fans. And really, they're a good team. They could win. They've been playing some pretty good baseball lately. Zach Eflin is a great pitcher. So is Stripling. It's going to be a great matchup. That's why I put it in here today. Let me know what you guys think. But I do think the Dodgers are going to take this one solely because, Stripling and the Dodgers have been great. Have you seen Machado play? He has come to the Dodgers and absolutely started destroying every competition, every single pitcher on the Brewers. And, the Brewers are a good team. They're still fighting for contention in the wild card spot. So the Dodgers and Manny Machado coming in, destroying the Brewers a couple days. They're going to go to Philly, and they're going to try to do the same thing. It'll be a great matchup. Let's jump in to the next one. Next one is the Pirates and the Indians. The Pirates, 9-game winning streak. They have absolutely destroyed their competition against the Reds. They have blown up. Corey Dickerson has had home run after home run after home run, and he has been absolutely destroying the ball. He had a 5-for-5 game or a 4-for-4 game the other night. He probably had a 5-for-5 and then a 4-for-4, honestly. I think that was something crazy like that. He has been destroying the ball, hitting like crazy. And the Indians obviously have been doing pretty good. They got shut out yesterday against the Rangers, but they've been playing pretty good. The matchups are Williams versus Kluber. The Pirates are 50-49. They're now above 500. If we look at their standings in 1 second, Kluber still pitching amazing. Williams is 7-7 with a 4.36, 1.25 ERA and WHIP. Kluber, amazing. 12-5 with a 2.76 ERA, a less than 1 WHIP. Let's look at the standings for the NL Central. So you got the Cubs up top. They're still, rocking it up there. 18 games above 500. They're 7-3 in their last 10. The Brewers have been struggling. They're 2-8. In their last 10. They're still only 3.5 back. They've got a big matchup today. We'll get into that later. The Pirates, though, have now climbed into 3rd place at 51-49, I guess. 9-1 in their last 10 games. 9-game winning streak. 29-24 at home. I mean, they have been, really picking it up. They beat the Brewers in 5 games as well. That kind of helps them. But 8 games back. They've been playing some good baseball lately. And the Cardinals are only 8.5 back. That is a very tight division. It's closing up. The Reds play the Cardinals today. That could help the Reds get back into it. And we're going to talk about the Cubs game too. But the Pirates game, let's talk about their trends. The Pirates are 2-5 in their last 7 games against starters with whips under 1.15. 15-38 in their last 53 road games against teams with winning records. 3-7 in Williams' last 10 starts. That's not good. The Indians are 4-1 in their last 5 overall. 64-29 in their last 93 home games. 4-1 in their last 5 games against right-handed starting pitchers. That pretty much sums it up. I do think the Indians are going to go ahead and win today's matchup against the Pirates. Unfortunately, that 9-game winning streak is going to come to an end. Kluber is just too dominant. The bats in Cleveland have been too good. It's going to be Cleveland. Next matchup, Arizona versus the Cubs. This is a very good matchup. The Diamondbacks have absolutely struggled against the Rockies the last couple of days. They did pull out a win yesterday, stopping like a 9-3 run against the Rockies or something like that. They are 53-46 going against the Cubs, like we said, 58-40. 6-4 overall for Patrick Corbin with a 3.16 ERA, a 1 whip. And Underwood for the Cubs, 0-1 with a 2.2 ERA and a 1.25 whip. Not bad there. If we look at the trends for the Diamondbacks, 5-2 in Corbin's last 7 starts during Game 1 of the series, 4-1 in last 5 road starts, and 14-5 in their last 19 home games. This looks like it could be a great matchup. Now, if the Diamondbacks can play spoiler, and so can the Pirates against the Indians today, I mean, you're looking at the Pirates continuing to climb up, 10-game winning streak, and the Cubs would then drop another game, so that would be 7 in a row. I mean, you've got the Diamondbacks, who are a good team, going against the Cubs, who are also a good team. But if the Diamondbacks can ever play spoiler, and the Pirates can ever play spoiler as well, it looks like, Pirates are going to keep climbing. I'm sure they got to play the Cubs again later in the year. This could get interesting in the NL Central. But today, I am going to go with the Diamondbacks. I just don't know how this starting pitcher is going to go with Underwood. Only an 0-1 with a 2.2 ERA. Patrick Corbin's been pretty good in his last starts. I'm going to go with the upset here. Arizona Diamondbacks over the Cubs. Last matchup of the day, a pretty good one, a pretty important one as well. The Washington Nationals against the Milwaukee Brewers. You've got Gio Gonzalez versus Chachin on the other side. 500 club in the Nationals, and then a 13 game above 500, 57-44 for the Milwaukee Brewers. 6-6, 3.7 ERA for Gonzalez. 8-3 with a 3.6 ERA for Chachin. 1.4 whip for Gonzalez, and then 1.26 for Chachin. It looks like this would be another great matchup, as we just talked about in the NL Central. The Brewers need to win if the Diamondbacks can play spoiler. We're looking at a couple games getting closer for the Brewers and the Pirates. Also, if you look at the other side of things, the Nationals, we talked about them. They're 6 games back. If they can get back into the race by getting a couple wins today, they would also knock the Brewers down with a chance for the Pirates to get back up. A lot of these games really start to depend on each other. They're going to need a lot of help. If we look at the trends again today, Nationals are 4-12 in their last 16 road games. Nationals are 3-10 in their last 13 during the first game of the series. Brewers are 10-2 in their last 12 home games versus a team with a losing record. Well, they're 500, so you know what I'm saying there. Brewers are 7-2 in their last 9 home games. This looks obvious. Brewers are going to win this one. With the record that Chachin has, Nationals have been really struggling. We'll see how they can do after the All-Star break. But looks like it's going to be the Brewers, and that could help them, especially if the Diamondbacks beat the Cubs. I do think that Cleveland will beat the Pirates. It'll be interesting, though. So, just to recap, we'll go with the Dodgers, the Indians, the Diamondbacks, and the Brewers. Let's jump into Clem's picks. Absolutely great matchups today for a couple players. I'm telling you right now, if Mookie Betts doesn't get a hit today, I don't know what to say, because he has probably the best matchup I have seen in quite a long time. Let's look at this. 32 at-bats, 15 hits, 4 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 469 average. He is the second highest average today, but he has the most hits per average, if that makes sense. He's going up against Kevin Guzman, who has not had the greatest year, 4-7 with a 4.33 ERA. In his last couple of starts, he's gone a lot of innings. He's gone past 5, 8, 6, 6, but his ERA is above 4 in each of those. He is giving up hits, 12 hits in his last start, 5, 6, 5, 4. He's given up hits, and, the bullpen, Mookie Betts is really good at getting deep into games. He gets a lot of his hits in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning as well. He is a good hitter all the time. Today he's got a fantastic matchup. He is, still the batting champion this year, batting over 350. He has been solid, going up against Baltimore, a struggling team, it looks like Mookie Betts is a guaranteed shoo-in for a hit today. Next up, another guy from Boston, JD Martinez. I've stayed away from him a little bit, but he is another fantastic player, batting over .330. He is very solid. He's only got 10 at-bats, 5 hits against Gausman today, 500 average there. It'd be a little bit iffy, but, JD Martinez, a great player. If we look at him over the last couple of days, 322 average, 29 home runs, been very, very solid. He doesn't have a hit in the last 3 games against Detroit, so that's why I'm saying he's going to get a hit today. Obviously, he's going up against a little bit of a worser team in Gausman and the Orioles. So, proceed with caution while using JD Martinez. He doesn't have a hit in his last 3 days, but then the 3 days before that, he got a hit against Toronto. So proceed with caution, but it does not look like it would be a bad idea to go ahead and pick JD Martinez today with his matchup. Third, I would take Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman going up against Jose Urena. He's got 17 at-bats, 6 hits, 350 average. As we've talked about before, Freeman, just another solid hitter, 315, 16 home runs. He has got a hit in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and I don't think it stops. He's going to have a 7-game hitting streak. He is very solid against his matchup today, Freddie Freeman. And the last guy I want to talk about is Adrian Beltre. We haven't really talked about him much, but he has got another good matchup today against Brett Anderson and the A's. This is interesting. If you look at Brett Anderson's record, 1-2, 6.08 ERA with a 2 whip. He has not been as good as his counterparts there in Oakland. 3 innings in the last game and then 5 innings before that. ERA's above 6. Multiple hits against him. Beltre's matchup is absolutely great today with 19 at-bats, 7 hits, almost a 400 average. Looks like he would be a shoo-in today. I'm going to go ahead and pick Beltre and Mookie Betts again today for my streak, but let me know who you guys are picking down in the comments below. Who should be picked, who shouldn't be picked. Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what you guys think about each of the stories today, and we will try to cover those in the future. So that is going to be the episode today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and your comments down below for future episodes and your thoughts on the show today. Thanks for watching First Pitch. I'm Brett, also known as Clemhawks. We'll catch you with more MLB news tomorrow.